our guys certainly deserved to be in that top 4 seeding, and it was good to see our name pop up as a part of that group, and the opportunity to have a bye and take advantage of that week in preparation for the game here the first weekend in December is something that we'll certainly take full advantage of.
Coach, so much has been poured into this program, from facility upgrades and whatnot in recent years. What does that speak to what the university has done for the program since you've been here, and how has that maybe accumulated into something like this?
Yeah, I mean, this dome renovation, was something that we definitely needed to do as an upgrade, as a Division I program. Its facilities make a difference. You got to have the kind of facilities that support a nationally competitive football program, and our administration was committed to doing that. And as a result, the success of this season is certainly, partially a result of that level of commitment.
How about the resolve of your players? You alluded to it in there, but just, after the season last year, they just kind of joint heads and said, hey, we want to go and do something special. Just kind of expound on that and what they've been able to accomplish this year and in the off season as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a special year. We had a group of guys in today's world in college football. The easy route is to go somewhere else, and instead of that, what they did is they said, "Hey, we're going to stick together and work together." This group with great leadership. I've talked about that multiple times. We've got a great leadership base in this football team that believed and kept believing. They trust each other. They play like that on Saturdays, and they went to work in the off season. We had a great spring. We changed some things with coaching staff and systems. And those people came in and did a great job of building additional confidence within our program, and I think that's the way our team is playing right now. We're playing as a team that has great confidence.
Coach, just maybe a slower start against Western Illinois, but really getting going there offensively. Just how integral is that going to be to building momentum here for the playoffs?
Yeah, it wasn't our best first quarter of football. We made a couple of mistakes that we'd like to have back, but our guys, I think in the second half showed just how good we can be. I think every possession they had in the second half was 3 and out, and offensively we moved the ball on a very consistent basis, put points on the board, and we talked all week about, hey, finish the regular season the right way, with momentum going into a potential playoff run, and now we get the opportunity to actually have a playoff run, and I think the second half of that game is giving us a lot of momentum to head into the playoffs.
And then it's going to be either Sacramento State or North Dakota in the first round. Just played UND a few weeks ago. How weird is it to kind of have the possibility of playing a team 2 times in 4 weeks?
Yeah, that will be a little weird. Obviously they grouped a whole bunch of Valley schools up in that same quadrant, which, it's kind of funny that they choose to do that. But, whoever it is, they got to come here. Which is a place that we've played very, very well. And if you play a team like UND, the advantage is them, you just prepared for them. The disadvantage is they just did the same thing. And we'll prepare for both and be ready for both, whichever one it is.
You talked yesterday to the team after the game just about how this is a brand new road, and so
Yeah.
How do you mentally just kind of reset now and get focused on, kind of putting what's been really special to this point behind you, because there's a lot of more special in front of you yet?
Yeah, I think if you ask our guys, the first thing they're going to say is, there's nobody that's satisfied with 9 regular season wins, nobody that's satisfied with second place in the conference. Our goal all along, as we talked about this season, was to be in a position where we could compete for a championship. And what that means is, at this level, you got to make the playoffs and be in a position to control your own destiny, and that's what we have the opportunity to do now as one of 24 teams that make the playoff field. We played well enough during the year to give us the advantage of a week off and a chance to play at home, and I think that's what's this team realizes, that hey, we've earned where we're at, and but at the same time we've got an exciting road ahead of us, and there's nobody that's satisfied with just being where we're at.
The selection part of it is always fun, right? So to get a room together full of people supporting you and your program the way you had up there today, do you allow yourself to just kind of soak that part of it in and just really enjoy the moment itself?
Yeah, it's exciting. I'm excited for our guys to have that show of support. Excited for our staff. Like I said, it's those guys have done tremendous work, and to see people excited about what we've been able to accomplish, and excited about what we can accomplish. That's what good programs do, and what we want is to have the kind of program where this is not just a once in a while thing, but this is a every year type thing.
What does the bye allow you guys to do? Just kind of get healthy and just kind of refocus?
Yeah, I think the bye week does a couple of things. We've got a few guys that did not play against Western Illinois that we hope through a bye week we'll be able to have by that second round game. We can get some guys healthy and fresh. The other thing it's going to allow us to do, quite frankly, is to give our guys a day or two off that allows them to maybe take advantage of the Thanksgiving holiday, which is not a bad thing. I think there's some good in that. But from a preparation standpoint, you have to work to prepare for 2 different teams, which we have a few extra days to be able to do that, but overall it's a chance to maybe regroup a little bit, as Jay was talking about, you refocus on the new challenge ahead.
Yeah. How emotional has the last year been? Has it been how emotional has it been? Just from the highs and the ups and downs, and now just to come and get even here at this point.
It's been an exciting year to see, from my standpoint as a coach, to watch our team develop. It's one of the things as a coach that you want to see. You want to see your team improve. You want to see your team develop during the course of a year, and our team did that. I go all the way back to that Missouri game, and even though we lost that game against what has turned out to be, one of the top FBS programs in the country, I saw a lot of good things in our ability to compete, and then we carried that over with the opportunity that we had to play a bunch of games at home in the non-conference schedule. The win up at North Dakota State, another game that allowed us to really put a stamp on how good this team can be, and we've found ways to win close games, and I think that's a testimony to a team that plays well together and believes in each other and is continuing to develop, and now we get we get to keep going, and I know everybody up there in that room couldn't be more excited to be in the position that we are in.
Coach, you mentioned going back to the Missouri game to start the season. What have been the biggest areas of growth that you've seen from the team from that point to this one?
Well, I think offensively, with the new system coming in and a bunch of new coaches. There was still some learning that was going on at that point in the season, and we've made a significant jump in our confidence offensively. We've been a good defensive team all year. A team that's really taken pride in doing some of the little things right in football. Winning turnover margin and playing well in the kicking game and some of those things that are a little bit unnoticed at times. But more than anything, I think we've become a team that's understands that playing really good complementary football. That when one element needs to be picked up, the other element picks them up. That's the thing that I think I've seen grow.
How do you feel that the 3 seed is emblematic of what this team has accomplished this season?
Yeah, when I saw some of the scores that happened over the weekend and where we were kind of headed in to the weekend, I really figured we'd probably end up as a 3 seed. So I wasn't surprised to see that. It's a good place to be. You want to be one of those 8-seeded teams and have that bye opportunity. So I'm pleased with where we're at. I'd be pleased if we were anywhere in the 24-team field, but our guys earned a bye, and we'll take advantage of the bye.
With us today, we have Aiden Bauman and Brock Mogensen. We'll open it up for questions.
I guess just for either of you, just how much fun was it to see your name pop up there on the screen?
I mean, yeah, it was definitely really cool. It's like we talked about the last couple of days. It's we knew that feeling we had last year, and to turn it around and be where we are this year, it's a really good feeling. But like I said yesterday, we can't be satisfied. We're still hungry. We see our path now, and we're ready to take that path and play our best football.
Yeah, going off what Aiden said, we made it 2 years ago, but just from coming from last year to this year, just how close guys stuck together and just what we've accomplished this year. Obviously, there's a lot more to be accomplished, but I'm just seeing what we've done this year to get there.
And then Aiden, just the offense really got going there, especially in the second half. Big playability, running the football. How much fun was that? I guess just to really get on a roll there.
Yeah, no, it's really fun. It's nice to find that consistency that we had. Most of the start of the year, going into playoffs. So especially the young guys. LJ Phillips obviously had a huge day. Keandre is still showing his speed out there, and obviously Carter Bell. Jack Martins, those guys making big plays out there. So, like I said, finding consistency yesterday was huge, and it's going to be really key going into playoffs.
Brock, just where's maybe the biggest area where the leadership group in this team has grown throughout this season?
I think it really started this winter off season. Just guys taking on new roles, guys stepping up in the winter, like I said, and then even in the summer too. So I think a lot of guys have come a long way with that. Each position group has a lot of guys that can be leaders and leading by both example and vocally, so that's come a long way.
You both kind of mentioned last season, heading into this season, the team stuck together a lot. And was that a conscious effort that we just want to put this together? We know what we have in the tank and what we can do, and we want to put that onto the field as a team?
Yeah, I think we knew that we could really do this. It was just about guys really buying into it. We brought in some new coaches too that kind of helped out with that. But Coach Nielsen's always talked about it since I've been here for my 6 years. We want to build a championship team, and that starts with culture, and that starts with guys on the team leading. So.
Hit it on the head right there.
All right. And then, to see your name go up there as the 3rd seed, starting off this season, the first kind of poll comes out just about the conference, and you guys are towards the bottom. And even as you guys were winning, you guys had a good showing against Missouri, and you were beating everyone that came before you. It felt like it took a lot of time before you guys were getting the respect that you deserved. Does this kind of feel like, okay, now people know what we have, now we need to prove it again?
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's like I said, it's a good feeling to be where we're at, but at the same time, we haven't really paid attention to what anyone has to say about us. We care about the guys that are within these walls, and it's going to stay that way. We had a lot lot of people that were against us at the start of the year, and then now they're on our side, or vice versa. And at the end of the day, you can't really care about that. You just got to care about the guys that know how good this team is and know what we put in, and just that's really it.
And then finally, you guys have a lot of players who have individual achievements, but talking to any single one of you guys, it's always team first. Is that just a mentality all of you seem to have?
Yeah, I think Coach Nielsen kind of preaches that to us. It's always a team first mentality with us. He even got his bracelets last year that say team first. So I think, and that comes with some successes of what we've done just because of how close we've came as a team.
Yeah, 111th. That's what we always say. 111th. That's what you got to do. And obviously, statistics are what they are, but it doesn't. Football is a team game. You can't play by yourself. So at the end of the day, all the successes anyone gets it's part of a team effort.
Aiden, I get the part about unfinished business and all that, but that was a pretty big jam you had up there today with a bunch of people supporting you. Do you allow yourself at least a little bit of time to just soak that part of it in and really celebrate what has been done to this point?
Yeah, no, for sure. It's really special to see the showing that Coyote Nation has for us. How much support that we have. And at the end of the day, this game means a lot to us, but it is a game, so you have to enjoy the things like that. So like you said, it is pretty special. You're gonna enjoy it right now, but like I said earlier, we saw our path, and that's what we're focused on now.
Rock, same thing.
Yeah, I guess in all my career, this is probably the best team that I've been on since I was a young kid. So I kind of took it in a little bit, being that 3 seed. But like Aiden said, we can enjoy this for the day or two or whatever, but just got to get back on that track of what we have been doing.
And then same question for both of you. I'll start with Brock this time. But, ask Coach Nielsen the same thing. And how do you then, just from a mental standpoint, kind of hit that reset button? Because it is a new year. A lot has been done to enjoy. You can worry about later. But there's a lot of really good stuff potentially in front of you yet. And so how are you able to turn the page quickly to get on track for where you need to be by December 2nd?
Yeah, like you said, it's the start of a new season, the playoffs is. So looking back from last year, you never know what could happen, and that's the kind of route we took this year with the regular season. That's what we really need to focus on when we go into the playoffs and going into a new year, 0-0. So.
Yeah, I think it's important to take this time that we earned off, and reset a little bit, get healthy, get our minds focused. But like you said, it's 0-0. We're starting a new season. We gotta be ready to roll.
Brock, you've been here. This is your 5th season, right? You probably know the program better than anybody. What have you seen has been the growth, and just what have you learned about this team and about Coyote football through kind of the highs and lows of your career here?
Yeah, I've learned a lot. The first thing I'd say is definitely leadership. We've had a lot of great leadership from guys in the past, especially that 2020, 2021 season when we made the playoffs that year, and I think that just shows that you don't go as far as your leadership, but when you have a lot of guys on the team that are bought into the same kind of thing, and when that leadership kind of combines with everybody, I think that's where it can take you.
Aiden, you came in here a few years ago, and a lot of the guys that were already leaders on the team are still on this team. What have you learned from guys like Brock and Miles and some of those dudes that kind of help you become a leader on this team?
Yeah, we're a really close-knit group, The culture here it's a brotherhood. I know everyone all around the country will say that, but it is really a brotherhood. Everyone loves each other. Everyone cares about each other. And I saw that right away when I came in here last year. And I was lucky enough to get some playing time and emerge as a leader, and I take a lot of pride in that. And so just continuing that brotherhood is what I learned from them. So that's a really crucial thing that I've learned this year.
For both you guys playing in the Missouri Valley, obviously you got to go through the gauntlet to get to this point. Now looking at the bracket and the upcoming teams, it's going to be another gauntlet. What can you learn from the regular season that can help you kind of get after it?
Yeah, like you said, it's a gauntlet. The Missouri Valley's it's a tough league. Everybody can play really good football. But we went through it. We fought through adversity this year. We had some close games, and I've said this a bunch this year, but we're a really gritty team. And that's what it's going to take, coming into late November into December with this kind of football. So I'm confident in what we can do. But we just got to stay true to what we are, execute, focus, and we'll be ready to roll.
Yeah, like Aiden said, it's going to be a gauntlet, and he kind of said all the stuff, but we're going to have to be our best in all three phases of the game on offense, defense, and special teams. We're going to have to cue that up.
For Brock, you were here. You talk about being on the last playoff team. How do you feel this team is different, and what lessons can you take from that run to this one?
Good question. I would say lots different with this team. I'd say like leadership is kind of all the same. We got the dudes that we need. I would just say kind of our focus this year, and obviously it's a little different with getting the first round playoff bye. Back to that season, we had the first round game. But yeah, I think the main thing is that guys are a little more bought in. Like Aiden said, the brotherhood that we have. We're so tight. Like all position groups are together all the time. We know everybody, so I think that's a big part.
For both of you, feeling like you guys are kind of playing your best football right now, how do you see where you are at this point in the season, and kind of what maybe do you want to work on in the bye week to get ready for the second season?
Yeah, like I said earlier, I think, we earned this bye week, and, it's time to kind of hone in on some fundamentals, but, it's really crucial for us to get some rest, get guys healthy. Yeah, that's really the biggest thing. We've done some really good things this year, but at the end of the day, like I said earlier, we got to execute and focus. Going into the next week. So rest up, focus, execute. That's really it.